KC Race Talk fans, man, busy week here at the Checkered Flag Studio. Going to do a remote interview tonight with one of our Midwest Lightning Sprint drivers. But upcoming tomorrow night, keep an eye out for Jerry Davis will be here in the Checkered Flag Studios. We're going to talk a little bit about mental health, being Mental Health Month, and what they're doing at Nevada Speedway to kind of promote that. Hope you guys enjoyed John Snyder's interview on Monday. And again, thank you guys so much. I think when I looked at it, we were 9 people away from being at that 1,000 mark of followers. So once we reach that, we'll start posting on Spotify and Apple also. So pretty excited to be part of that. But tonight's guest picked up 2 wins in 2025, ranked second in points in the Midwest Lightning Sprints. I'm excited to have this conversation because Saturday night, if we get it in, I'm going to do my first night announcing for the Midwest Lightning Sprints. I'm going to be doing 9 events with them. I talked to Bob Douglas earlier this, what's it been? 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I had him on the show. We talked about the Lightning Sprints, and I told him, I said, the one thing your tour is missing is an announcer, because you guys go from track to track to track, and the local announcer just doesn't know him. And he says, well, why don't you come announce? So I'm excited. I'm going to be in the house at I-35 to be my first go around. Then I'm also really, really excited because I've never been to Sweet Springs, and I'll be going to Sweet Springs later this season. So with that being said, tonight's guest, again, second in points last year behind Stanley Kreisel, picked up 2 feature wins, picked up 1 feature win in 24. It's part of a 2-car team that his brother owns, and which I think is really, really cool. But tonight's guest is Tyler Johnson. Tyler, man, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know that fans want to know more about drivers in all these different divisions, and it's why we're focused on doing these interviews. So we're just going to get to know you tonight, talk about your racing career, and go from there. So when did this all start for you? Because again, I don't know you real well. I know you, but I don't know you. So when did it all really start for you?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being on. And it started in 2018. I ran into Mark Billings, who races in the group, his father Ken, and reached out to him, ran into him, became friends, and he invited me down to their business where they had the race cars. And his dad was like, "You want to try it? Go for it." So I tried it, and next thing you know, we're buying a car, and then we're buying a second car, and here we are.
So no racing for you before this at all?
No, I didn't race at all. Dancing go kart or stuff like that, riding a roller around the house and the farm. But ever since I was 5, I think my parents didn't miss a Knoxville National, didn't miss a Chili Bowl.
Gotcha.
So we were big racing fans. We never raced.
I got you. Well, that's pretty impressive then. Started in, you said 18, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So started in 18. That's only, what is that? 8 years of racing. And already clipping off wins and competing for championships. That's pretty impressive. Now, when you started this, just because I'm curious, was your brother always involved?
Yes, he was always involved. Never missed a race. I raced first year. So 2019 was our first full year. I missed 1 race without him, and I crashed. And so I kind of made it my thing where, hey, if you're not there, I'm not going to race because I'm superstitious. So
Right.
why be there? And if you're not going to be there to help me out and put up the car and stuff like that. So
Right. So your family was fans, went and watched a lot of races. You and your brother, or you decide, hey, I'm going to go racing. Your brother says, hey, I'm going to be involved with this. How cool is it to go to the racetrack every week with your brother's support, now owning multiple cars and constantly trying to get better and better? How cool is it that he's right there with you the whole time?
it's cool. It's amazing. It's every time we go to the racetrack, it's like a family event. I mean, we got my future wife showing up. We got JP's side of the family showing up. who drives a 55. We got my mom showing up. Just everybody. JP brothers' kids show up and they love it. They love the race cars. It's like a big family event every weekend. It's pretty amazing getting to share those moments and spending time at the racetrack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, racing is family. There's no doubt about that. And I think that's what's kind of cool about the Midwest Lightning Sprint group is you guys really are a tight
Yeah.
knit group that really, really helps each other out. The Did you, if you could have picked, was this what you would have picked in this lightning sprint? They're extremely fast. But is it, man, I wish I could run a midget or a 305 or a 360? Or is it just, you know what? I love this group. I love what I'm doing. And I just want to be successful here.
Yeah. Um, I love this group. It literally is like a family. We raced last week in Sweet Springs, and I kind of got tangled up in another car, and I climbed out of my scoop. So Chris Owen was down there and checked on him, make sure he was good, surveyed the damage. We talked it over and all that. But it is like a family. Right now, I guess it'd be awesome to go run a full size sprint car at some point, but I have really no desire to go do that when every weekend, and it's really like friends and family. I mean, that's how close the group is. We don't really, we're not down there throwing helmets with like some of the World of All guys we just seen a couple weekends ago or whatever. But
Sure,
it,
sure.
it's like a family. It is.
Right. The do you think you've had your success because of it being a touring series and you being able to race at multiple different racetracks? And how has that shaped you into the race car driver you are today?
Yeah, I mean, it's what I like about it is you go to a few racetracks where it's not in let's say your wheelhouse.
Sure.
Let's take I-5 for example. I've struggled at that track. I've won at that track. It's my roast, you know, triple track I've won at, but I struggle there for some reason. And I just always like go through my mind of like, okay, at this point in the corner, we're gonna turn here, we're gonna do this. Okay, the track's going this way, then talk with Travis, then we set it up that way and we might hit it, we might not hit it. But I think it's really like the traveling around, going to different racetracks, set up the race car different has really shaped me into the driver I am today. And being able to, okay, the car's not there. Now I need to change my style and drive the car differently. Whereas, some guys like, oh, just go out there and fast as you can, hit the gas, turn left. That's all you got to do. Where sometimes slower is faster.
Mhm.
I've learned that where if you go out there and just spinning, you're not going anywhere. So, uh, yeah, I think it helps out a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, it's definitely, I mean, if you're not the only one that's ever struggled at I-35. I struggled at I-35. It took me actually driving somebody else's car to win at I-35. I just never, it's so different because the corners are completely different at I.
yeah,
So it is a different mindset. I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I raced there because it definitely helped me at other racetracks. When did you guys decide as a team that, hey, we're going to bring on another driver? We're going to set up another car here. What was all that thinking? Because I know JP, and I never say his name right, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to try. Falky. Did I say it
yep,
right? All
yep,
right. All
yeah.
right. JP Falky in the 45. You brought him on driving the second car. What was the mindset behind that? Was it, we're going to get some more information? We've got an extra car sitting here. We might as well put him in it. What was that all about?
We got my car at the end of 2018, and then my brother found a deal out in Colorado, and he was like, "Hey, go pick the car up." Okay, so I went out there and picked it up, and it was originally for my sister, and she ran a handful of races. She was also going through chiropractic school at the time.
Gotcha.
So Big Brother kind of made the decision of like chiropractic school is a little more important than racing. Don't need you hurt, but he also had in mind of getting JP involved because when we were kids, JP he was wild man on a foiler. I mean, hey, I'm gonna go drive that foiler through the pond, see if I can make it. It's like you're not gonna make it, but he's gonna do it. He's wild man.
Right.
So we just put him in the car, and he came to it and started getting good and fast and liking it. And brother Brennan would show up and help us with the race cars, and they needed this, help working on this. He was always there. It, all in all, it was basically my brother's idea. I was just along for the ride.
I got you. Well, the
Yeah.
the is JP family?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. I did not know that. Then you have to tell me this because I called that race last year at Valley Speedway.
Mhm.
JP picked up a win. You ran second.
Yeah.
How cool was that? Because I remember in Victory Lane, there were a whole bunch of you down there.
Yeah.
And we're very excited to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. That was exciting because I think he started in the second row or something, maybe like
Mhm.
that. I was starting like way back in the pack, and I just kept clicking off cars, and I could see him up there, and I could see him, and I could see him. And I was gaining on him. I was like, "Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go." But he edged me out. But yeah, I mean, if, like any racer doesn't like to lose, but if I got to lose to somebody to that close of a margin, like it happened,
And it
I
was a
want
close
to, I
margin.
want to, I want to lose it to him. And plus, he got the King of Kansas City belts down in
Right.
the race shop. As long as the belt came to RJR race shop, we're good.
Yeah. Well, it did. And it was a very close margin. You were coming.
Yeah,
If it had went 5 more laps, I'm not so sure that you wouldn't have got it because it was really that was really good. That was a good race.
yeah,
You guys as a group and racing against some of the guys you're racing with. I mean, let's just be real about it. Last year's champions, Stanley Kreisel. I mean, come on, man. I mean that's a family name in racing in open wheel racing,
yeah.
and to compete with him every night. He's picked up 2 wins this season already. Um,
Mhm.
how is? Let me back up. How much better is it for you guys in the class to race with those kind of quality racers? How much better does it make you?
Um, it makes all of us better. I mean, iron sharpens iron. So
Absolutely.
if you're gonna go out and race the lower class guys, you're not gonna get any better. I love racing against Stan. I mean, he's good. He's has a lot of laps, and it's Sweet Springs. He's good. I think last year they said in Victory Lane, messing with me has 50,000 laps around that place.
Right.
That's a lot of laps, and so I enjoy. Like I said, I enjoy racing against him, and I think it makes everybody better.
Right.
Uh, and when you can kind of watch him and see how he does, and and after the race, you can go out and pick his brain, and he's more than welcome to, oh, in this corner I did this, and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
No, he's a really good guy. I've talked to
Yeah,
him a couple of times. It would have been really interesting to see him and Bobby Lane running together
yeah,
constantly because Bobby was so good in that lightning sprint that he had. That would have been really interesting. I think it would have been some great racing for sure.
oh yeah,
Last year, I remember talking to your brother that you guys made some changes to what you were doing. You went to a mechanical fuel injection system, trying to make a little more power. It took you a minute to get it really functioning the way you want to. How was it this last week? Are you starting to get a handle on how it works? Because it's different.
yeah. It's kind of in our class. I feel like it's taken a step back in time, just because everybody's got the fuel injection and stuff like that. Uh, I ran it and I picked it up in 2024, middle of this season. I was having issues with my electronic injection, and it just keeps doing stuff. And found a deal on one, picked it up, and I tore a motor up with the electric on there, and kind of talked it over with my brother, and I'm like, man, I'm like, I can't keep tearing motors up. I guess just can't afford it. So I think it was Monday morning. I got a phone call from Stanley Kreisel, and he says, "What are you doing with your motor?" And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. He goes, "Well, bring me that injection and bring me your car." I was like, "Okay, what for?" We're gonna get you back on the racetrack. And that's where that family part comes in, or the Midwest Fighting Experiences. Everybody just looking out for each other, and hey, you need help with this, need help with that. But
Right.
as far as the mechanical goes, it's great. Stan and his brother Richard, that Fantech dyno down there in Warsaw, tuned her right up, and it's awesome. It's giving me just a little bit more power, more drivability, but it's a little harder to start sometimes. But other than that, it's good. I like it.
Well, I mean, how cool is it that you guys have that ability to go down and dyno these things and test these things? And Warsaw's just a hop, skip, and a jump. So it's cool that he called you and did that. And I'll say this, I'm not surprised
Yeah.
because he's that guy. And I'm not surprised that all of you guys aren't like that because, you know, your class averages somewhere between 15 to 18, but it's really starting to grow. You got multiple rookies this year running in the class. That's pretty exciting to see that class growing. And I talked to Bob. We email daily, actually. His heart is in this. I mean, he wants you guys to succeed, and the series to succeed. I think that's pretty cool. And it seems to me like your group has that mentality. Am I right with
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Well, I tell you what, so far it's been impressive this season. I've seen a car on fire and hit hot laps and then win a feature this year already. Stanley's picked up a couple wins already. You missed the first 2 nights of the season.
Yeah.
Was that graduations or just couldn't make the track work? Combination of
This year we've got, with stuff going on. We got, stuff to do on the farm, and everybody's not oblivious to the gas prices nowadays.
sure, absolutely.
So, even before the gas prices went skyrocketing, we kind of stepped back and like, hey, we got, we got stuff we need to take care of on the farm. We got stuff we need to do here. Let's just dial it back and run these, select races. So the first 2 races are for our select group. We're still doing some stuff, family stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
just stuff like that.
I got you. Well, let's take a break. I got to pay some bills here, and we'll be right back with Tyler Johnson.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. Supply.com, serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Back from the break, man, oh man, Tyler, man, I'm really enjoying this and getting to know you and the car. With you guys traveling multiple racetracks, is there something in your wheelhouse that you really like? Is there a favorite racetrack? I like the quarter mile better than the 3/8 mile. I like the banking. You go to Electric City, you don't have quite as much banking, even though they've widened the racetrack quite a bit here. It's definitely racier. I can tell you that if you haven't been there this year. I was there earlier this year, and with what they've done in turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 for that matter, you used to have that drive on that kind of lift off. Nope, it goes all the way to the wall now. So it's going to make it really interesting. But do you have a favorite? Is it, hey, I will be at Sweet Springs every time, or I will be at Valley every time, or wherever that racetrack is? Do you have that racetrack that you just have to be at?
Springs, it's really fun. I enjoy it. I mean, I think last weekend we had 15 cars there.
Yeah.
And I'm not up in the stands, where my brother's, sit up there. He was like, "There's action all over the track. Like, there's a pass one on here, there's a pass one on there." I really like that racetrack. It fits our cars, not really zinging them out really hard and stuff like that. The track we're going back to this year that I really, really enjoy is Warrensburg.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up a win there. I actually beat Bobby Lane, but
all right.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it, but
hey, it wins to win.
But I haven't beat the family there. But so I'm excited to get back there and get to race that racetrack. I'm glad that it got picked up and stayed a racetrack. But I will be at all those. Valley, I love Valley. It can be a little cowboy up sometimes, but it's fun and it's a good size too. I mean, you really get to go pretty fast around there. And I'm a little sad I'll miss Electric City this year, just because I'll be getting married in Montana at that time.
Well, that's probably a good enough reason to miss.
Yeah.
For sure. And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
The CM, I totally understand CMS. CMS was always one of my favorite race tracks, and it just races well. And so even as a driver, I want it to be racy. And so I totally get that one. With that being said, we're not running for a championship this year. We're going to pick and kind of choose. But what do you think 27 is going to be like? Is it going to be more weddings over? The honeymoon hopefully won't be over, but are you thinking we're going to go run for a championship, or we're going to go commit to this thing? What's your guys' thinking when it comes to that?
I think, my ultimate goal is I want to win a championship. That's just the goal. I want to win.
Sure.
I want to win a championship and have my name, next to Bobby Lane, Couple O's, family Crackle.
Yep.
So that's my ultimate goal. We'll see after the season's over where we're at, and we can pick up some sponsorship dollars, stuff like that, and afford to do it. So yeah, that'd be like my ultimate goal, is going to do something like that and get that championship.
Yeah, well, I hear you. I think that's every racer's goal at one time or another. I think the people can't appreciate. Let me rephrase that. The fans can't appreciate your class because most of them they may have my race pass, but they don't have my race pass with live timing. You guys are a second and a half to 2 seconds faster than A-mods. You guys really get to ripping around this with a 1,000cc motorcycle engine. Do you have a preference? Do you run a Yamaha or a Kawasaki or what's your motor? When did it start as, I should say?
First start I had was Yamaha 0708. I mean, it was reliable. You go hit the switch, that boom, fire up, didn't stumble. But then after that motor, I've always had a Suzuki Fixer 1000. So
Gotcha.
That's really all I've known, and that's what we had, old cars, Suzuki's. So
Gotcha. I asked for it for a reason because I want to be able to talk about that Saturday night. So I did ask that for a reason. These cars are chain driven, but and I say it like this: everybody has a bass boat. Okay, my bass boat was a modified. Your bass boat's a Lightning Sprint. And we all know that original cost. But one of the things that's pretty attractive about this class is Bob was telling me you can buy 4 to 6 tires and run a season. Is that true? I mean, your maintenance is pretty minor. What do you, as you talk amongst other racers and not in other divisions, what do you see as a real advantage to this class?
I mean, what I see as an advantage of this class is we're not buying a new set of rear tires every night. I think my right rear now, which it's pretty much done, I think it had 5 features on it before.
Gotcha.
It was a 6th feature this last weekend, and I need a new one, but I'll put a new one on. But, yeah, you can go and pick up used tires for midget guys, and I just think that it's the cost. Like, you're not putting spark plugs in it every week like a big 10 car. At least we're not. Just clean it on our injections. We're just cleaning the nozzles, cleaning the air filter, checking the oil. Every 2 races, we cut open the oil filter just to see if there's any issues that are arising to kind of get in front of it. Change the oil every four races. That's kind of what we do. Yeah, our maintenance, that's pretty minimal on what we're doing. And the biggest cost is the motors. If you pull a motor up, you usually blow a hole in the block, and then okay, let's find a new motor. Can't really salvage that.
Is that difficult? I mean, can you call the local salvage yards, or do you have to search for those?
The ones that we've gotten, we've had to search a little bit, and it's just there's a couple places on Facebook that you can go to that's all they do is 600s and 1000s and just sell them, stuff like that. They're rebuilding. I think Crutchfield's one of them. R&B Motorsports on Facebook is one of them. So yeah, you find them on Facebook, Marketplace, Craigslist. I've even heard of some guys, finding one at a junkyard.
Gotcha. We all know that with the cost of racing, without our sponsors, we couldn't do this. And I know you guys have a few, or at least one. Who do you got to thank that gets you to let you do this week in and week out?
I need to thank my brother first of all. I mean, he big part, big help. Runs the team, gets everything lined out, gets everything going, hauls us up and down the road. Got to thank him first of all. Second is JR's hauling, Junior Brothers Hauling. They came on this trip with us, helped us out with the sponsorship money, and you know, other people I got to thank is Jeannie and Jerry Wade. They're actually my next door neighbors. I live next door to my brother. They're next door to my brother. So
Right.
I'm going to thank them. They help us out. If we ever have an issue, they let us, go to the field and don't get too upset about it. Just try to find it. City Farms, I got to thank him. He helps us out. And then Diablo Chassis, he helps me out. Michael Wagner down there. If I need any parts, whatever, and stuff, he's always there and helps me out.
Where can, if fans want to start following you as a racer, where can they find you at? Do you have a racing Facebook page? Do you have?
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Take your time.
It's RJ Sprints on Facebook.
Gotcha. RJ Sprints. Okay.
Yeah. And then we kind of started an adventure on YouTube. We're not. Sorry if I did this. We started an adventure on YouTube. We're kind of not. We're not vlogging. We're not the Tanner Holmes. We're not none of that. We just video our races.
Right.
We picked up 4 GoPros and put them on our cars, video it, and get more people out there to see it. Because you go on there and there's nothing about lightning sprints. You can't find the information. So we just video our races and put them up there. But that channel is RJR-Lightning Sprint on YouTube.
Awesome. Well, I'll have to go check that out because I actually would find that very interesting. I ask one more question, then we'll call it a night. But I know that the Lightning Sprints originated kind of in the Oklahoma City area. Is there a big national Lightning Sprint event that you guys could go once a year? A 2-day show, that kind of stuff. Is there one of those events in the country?
Not from my knowledge this year. Years past, we used to have a national event here. We hosted it at Lake Ozark and then Warrensburg twice. And then the northern group, the Minn Kota Lightning Sprints, they actually picked it up and they did like a 4-day show up there, 4 different racetracks. And I actually got to go to that last. I didn't race, but
right.
Michael with Diablo, he called me and was like, "Hey, I'm doing a raffle car. Do you mind going with me?" And I went up there and watched it and 4 different racetracks. I think 2 of them got rained out, but it was a lot of fun. And there was like 25, 30 cars there, and yeah, it was really neat. This year, I don't know of any national events going on. I'm hoping next year somebody, put something on.
Yeah, well, talk to Bob Douglas about that.
Yeah.
Well, Travis, or excuse me, I just called you your brother. I work. Your brother is the safety manager where I work, the top of safety, which I think is kind of ironic, letting his brother strap into a small sprint car. But hey, who am I to say?
Yeah.
But I think it's cool that you guys do this thing together. I think it shows some character that your family's that tight and that you guys really like supporting each other. I think that's pretty cool. So, but man, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know this was kind of, I don't say short notice, but I wanted to get you guys on before 35 Dalton Heblo next Tuesday night as I try to get through as many as I can, as I'm trying to make sure I get the stock car guys and the E-Mod guys and the pure stock guys and everybody involved, because it's all about supporting racing in Kansas City. So thank you again. Kansas City Race Talk fans, thank you so much for coming and being a part of this. Again, tomorrow night, I will be back on with Jerry Davis from Nevada Speedway. So excited about that. Next Tuesday, I have Dalton Heblo coming on. And I had a couple of you ask, and I'm going to still put the teaser out there. I got some messages about people that I should interview. Well, I can tell you that I have an upcoming interview with John O'Neill Jr. So I'm excited about that. I'm not going to give you the date yet. I'm gonna hold up and surprise y'all with that. But guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you at the racetrack.